There's an incredible strength in one simple word, no. A word so small, yet so powerful, it can protect your peace, guard your energy, and preserve your purpose. But many people struggle to say it. Why? Because we've been conditioned to think that saying no is rude, selfish, or even confrontational. We fear letting others down, being misunderstood, or missing out. Yet, in the Stoic philosophy, saying no isn't just about rejection, it's about alignment. Alignment with your values, your time, and your ultimate purpose. In the Stoic world, self-mastery is the foundation of freedom. You don't control the world, you control your choices. And that includes what you allow into your life. The great Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, they all believed in the power of boundaries. Not physical ones, but internal ones. Boundaries that protect your mind, your emotions, and your time from being hijacked by things that don't serve your greater good. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Now think about that in the context of your daily life. How often do you say yes to things that aren't right for you? Commitments that exhaust you, conversations that drain you, relationships that no longer serve your growth. Every yes you give to the wrong thing is a no to your own peace. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we can control. That includes our attention, our energy, and our time. When you say no, you're reclaiming control. You're choosing intention over obligation. It's not about being cold or distant. It's about being disciplined. You're not pushing people away. You're pulling yourself closer to who you really are and what you truly value. Let's explore a practical example. Imagine you're invited to an event you have no interest in. Your instincts say no, but you hesitate. You fear being judged, looking unkind, or missing out on potential connections. So you say yes. You go. You spend hours in a place you didn't want to be, with people you didn't want to see, doing things you didn't want to do. And by the time you get home, you're drained. Not just physically, but spiritually. That's the cost of saying yes to what doesn't serve you. Now imagine the Stoic alternative. You pause. You reflect. You ask yourself, is this aligned with my values? Will it contribute to my peace, my purpose, or my growth? If the answer is no, you say no, kindly but firmly. And just like that, you've protected your energy, you've preserved your time, and you've honored your inner compass. Seneca once said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." When you're constantly saying yes to everything, you end up scattered, overwhelmed, and disconnected from yourself. But when you learn to say no, with courage and clarity, you become focused, you become present, you start living intentionally rather than reactively. But let's be clear, setting boundaries isn't easy, especially if you're used to pleasing others or avoiding conflict. It requires strength, it requires conviction, and it requires a deep understanding of what truly matters to you. This is where Stoicism shines. It trains you to look inward, to ask, what kind of life do I want to live? And more importantly, what am I willing to say no to in order to live it? Saying no isn't just about turning things down, it's about protecting what you say yes to. Your goals, your values, your vision. When you create space by saying no, you allow room for what really matters. That's not rejection, that's refinement, that's wisdom in action. Epictetus taught that we should guard our minds the way we guard our homes. You wouldn't let just anyone walk through your front door, take a seat on your couch, and eat from your fridge. So why let just anything occupy your thoughts, your time, or your energy? Every time you say yes to something unworthy of your purpose, you've opened the door to distraction. But when you say no, you're placing a gate at the entrance of your mind. Only what strengthens you gets through. This doesn't mean being rigid or unkind. Stoic boundaries are firm but not hostile. They're rooted in wisdom, not ego. When you say no from a place of clarity and principle, you're not rejecting the person. You're honoring the values. You're choosing peace over pressure. You're choosing growth over guilt. And here's the paradox. The more you say no to what doesn't matter, the more you can say yes to what does. You have more time for your goals, more energy for your passions, more presence for your loved ones. That's not selfish. That's strategic. That's Stoic strength in practice. Now think about your own life. Where have you been saying yes out of fear rather than purpose? What commitments, habits, or relationships have you allowed that no longer serve your highest good? These are not easy questions, but they are necessary, because without boundaries, you lose yourself. You become a reflection of everyone else's demands instead of the architect of your own life. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Saying no is an act of mental power. It's not aggressive, it's assertive. It's not rebellion, it's responsibility. You are responsible for how you use your time, where you place your focus, and who you allow into your mental and emotional space. Let's break this down into a few actionable Stoic strategies. First, clarify your core values. What truly matters to you? Not what impresses others, not what gains approval, but what resonates deeply with your soul. Once you know your values, decisions become easier. You'll know instantly whether something aligns or doesn't. Second, practice delayed responses. You don't need to answer immediately. Give yourself space to reflect. Let me think about it is a powerful tool. It gives you time to check in with yourself instead of reacting out of pressure. Third, use the inner citadel mindset. The Stoics often spoke about building a fortress within, a place of calm, reason, and strength. When pressure mounts, retreat inward. Ask, does this decision protect my citadel or weaken it? If it weakens it, you know your answer. Fourth, communicate boundaries clearly and respectfully. A firm no doesn't require justification, but it does require clarity. You can be kind without being compliant. You can be respectful without being submissive. Your peace is not up for negotiation. Fifth, embrace the discomfort. Saying no might feel awkward at first. You might disappoint people. But short-term discomfort is the price of long-term peace. Growth never happens in the comfort zone. It happens when you choose principle over popularity. And finally, reflect often. Journaling was a Stoic habit for a reason. At the end of each day, ask yourself, where did I honor my boundaries? Where did I betray them? Over time, this self-awareness will turn into self-mastery. The Stoics knew that boundaries weren't just fences, they were freedoms. Every no is a doorway to a deeper yes. Yes to peace. Yes to purpose. Yes to a life lived on your terms. So the next time you feel pressured to say yes, pause, breathe. And remember, you have the power to choose. You have the right to protect your energy. And you have the strength to live a life of intention, not obligation. Say no, not because you're hard, but because you've chosen to live wisely. Say no, not to be cold, but to stay clear. Say no, because your time, your energy, and your spirit are sacred, and only what aligns with your highest self deserves a yes. This is the Stoic path. The path of reason, of peace, of strength, and every step begins with one word, no.